Hello, welcome to MyWebUniversity free educational videos. My name is Wahid Lutfi, and I'm going to share my screen so we can discuss VIM, the VI improved. Let me share my screen first. In this session, we're going to discuss VIM, which stands for VI improved. It is the editorial of choice on Linux and Unix platform. And I'm going to just go to my site first, introduce you to my site, which is my YouTube channel, MyWebUniversity free education videos. And this is my channel URL that you can subscribe. I really appreciate it. You're welcome to like and subscribe and make comments as you wish. And then in this session today, I'm not going to discuss too much about VI or ED. The original one was written, and the editor was ED. And then after that was VI, and now it is the VI improved VIM. So here, as you can see, I am highlighting it here as well as here. And then here is the same thing, VI editor. So we're going to discuss that one there. But you're welcome to go to my YouTube channel and watch a lot of Linux and Unix related videos, and subscribe, and then like it and make comments. So it is MyWebUniversity free education videos, and this video will be posted as well. So let me go back to the VI editor here, and we're going to just start this session about VIM. So what is VIM? First of all, let me clear my screen here. If I say what is VIM, it tells you that VI improved. As you can see, VI improved a programmer text editorial. So the VI, which is the previous version, is allowing you to edit any source or text file or configuration files and modify it. Let's just find out what version of VI or VIM we have. So by knowing VIM -- version, and then 5 more, because it's a lot of information. So I'm going to do it in one screen at a time. And you can see that it says VIM stands for VI improved, because the current version 8.1, it makes a lot of new functionality and features that I'm going to introduce you today. We're going to just use a Python script or a shell script or programming script like C++ or C. Doesn't matter what configuration files you open it up. You have a set of features and functionality within the VI improved or VIM editor. So this tells you basically that what is VIM and the version that is there. And then the graphical interface is also GVim. We're going to discuss the command line. Vim is similar to the functionality what some people use on Linux or Unix Emacs. But Vim is also rich in contents and very easy to learn. A lot of the syntax. Basically, Vim stands for Visual Interpreter. VI improved, which is VI stands for Visual Interpreter. At the time that when Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie was writing the AT&T version of Unix at Bell Laboratory, they were using ED. And then later on, we have VI, and then now for a number of years, we have VIM. And then as you can see here, in the vimrc, files that are customizable that you can just set up at for the system level is under the $Vim environment variable with vimrc, and then for each user you can do it under the /home. So if my home is the home wlutfi, then I have a .vimrc, which I'm going to show you how you could do it. You can also do it under tilde for the particular users there. So some of the information that we are going to do it. This is also very important directory for Vim. I'm going to go over that as well, because the color scheme and everything is defined there. So let's just look at that one before we forget to just cover everything inside Vim. So Vim, user share Vim, as you can see, it has this configuration file. One of the file is called Vim, directory is called vimed1. So if I do look at vimed1, this one has a list of other directories, and the one that I'm interested in this case is called color. So the color, sorry, not color. Let's see what it is for here. I believe it is. Let's see quickly. Syntax menu, color syntax, and then one of these option. Let me just do this without the ls here, just a list and get, and I could tell which one I'm interested in. Like syntax is there, the semantic foot, colors. So it was color, but I had to write it in plurals. So colors with S, and the colors is going to show you all the colors scheme that inside Vim, and that would provide it to say that you can have on this. So if you want to just make a customization inside your vimrc file, then by default, as you can see, that when we did the vim -- version pipe, let's say I say grep -i vim rc, and you can see that .vimrc is under the home directory. So if that directory is my home directory here, echo $home is point to wlutfi, and then if I have created a previous one .vimrc, this would be the content of this file will have something for me to just do it. In this case, I'm going to do cat -n .vimrc to read each line by line number. So you can see that I have this option of set number. So when I open any file, a configuration file, Python script, or C or C++ or shell, any configuration or source file I open, automatically sets my numbering on the line of those files. And then this is the set highlight search. And I will go on each one of these ones. This is syntax highlighted on, and then auto indent. So if you're just having like tab information, to auto indent it, and then the number of columns to show number of lines there, and then color run. In this case, is the color scheme from this above. And since that one of the color scheme is run.vim, then I could put inside the VI or Vim editorial, say, set my color to run, and then that would have a particular color. So without further ado, let's just open a file inside Vim, and then we just look at these things that we can do inside the editorial. So I'm on this directory, and I'm going to go to my programs directory. And first thing I'm going to do is go to the shells here, and this one, and then I have a number of files here. So if I just want to look at only vim.sh, which was this program that when I run vim.sh, it just told you this. So in order to just look at the content of that file, I'm going to do a vim.sh. And this one is going to basically use the Vim editorial to open the file vim.sh, which is this was the output of it. So let's open that one. And because I had set number on the vimrc, automatically the line numbers are on. And then since I have the syntax on, it is just doing the syntax as well. And since I have the highlighter on, I will just check on these ones to see whether the functionality. For example, let's search for something, the word and. So if I just do escape, when you're inside the VI editor, you have an option of pressing escape to go to a command option, or just inside the code, you just edit the file. So if I'm pressing escape, now I can do a shift colon, and then now I can put escape shift colon. It will just print the colon. Now I can issue a command. If I just say set a no number, no num for no number, it will no and you, set no and you, it will just say, okay, I took the number on off. Now if I just say set and you, it will just put the numbers back. And as you can see there, if I want to just go to line number 10, let's say, I just type in 10 here. And if I want to move to the right, I press L while I'm inside here. If I want to move to the left, I press H to move left. And then if I press K, it's going to go up one line. If I put a J, it's going to go one line down. So this is searching in between. Now, if I just want to copy this line 11 and then say escape, then I do YY, meaning yank it. Now, if I want to just put that one below it as a duplicate of it, I say escape P. P means copy it. Now, if I just say, no, I don't like it, I'm going to undo it, you do escape U for undo. So I just modify this. And if I just want to do a character here, YY, and then type in here, and then I say, let me just take this line out, and I press escape X for do this one. And then if I want to just move one word at a time, I could do escape W. And then now if I want to just delete this line, I could do escape DD. DD means delete the line. So if I want to do undo, escape U, it comes back. But I want to delete it. I don't want it. It goes to the buffer, and which is called general buffer. And now you can just do it. Now, if I just say, okay, I made some changes, I don't remember if I did something that I didn't want to. Now I can quit out without saving. So I go escape, shift colon, and then I say Q for quit, and bang for sure. Now it modified it without modification. It opened it up. It closed it. So this time I make a change here, and then let's say I put another line here. If I just want to do another line here, escape A, escape, and then O for adding a line below that one, and then just now I have added. So let's just save it. Say escape. I can escape, do X, and that would save it one way. Another way is now I made that changes. I'm going to take it out back, escape DD to delete the line. Now, and instead of X, I could also do W for write and Q for quit, and then question mark, bang, to make sure that say, yeah, I'm sure I want to write it and quit as well. So now it opens it and put it back to the stage that I was there. If I want to go to the, we put the line number off. So you could do the line number. You could say set no in U, it will take it out. And if you say set in U, it will put that line number on. And you can also, right now, the syntax is on, which means the coloring is really nice, because I can see some part of it is in different colors, and that way I can just read it. The readability is much better. So in this case, I could say syntax off. So if I just do escape, a shift colon, and the command line, I type in syntax off. Now the syntax is off, the color is gone. So now if I just put it back, syntax on, it will just put that line back. This. Now, remember I was saying the highlighted search. So if the highlighted search right now is on, let's see if I do escape and then slash, this slash means search. And search for what? Search for, let's say, arg, the string arg. So if I search everything that is arg, it is highlighted. And so I can do an escape. Once I'm on the search, I can do N for next, next, next. It will go there. And when I just press the last N, it will go to the beginning. And then I could just also move backward, escape, shift, uppercase N. Uppercase N, it takes you back to the original one. So now if I do another uppercase N, it starts all over from the bottom. And now I could just go to line number 1, and then I say, and this time I'm gonna say question, instead of slash, I'm gonna do question mark, sorry, question mark, and then I'm going to type in the word your, see if any word. Notice that it starts from the bottom, and the bottom one is highlighted. Now if I press N, it goes to the next one. So if I want to just look for something that is there repeatedly, like for example, go to line number 1, even though I'm on line 1, if I do escape shift question mark, and then on the question mark, escape question mark, and then I just type in the word and. So the first and, there's a lot of them, but notice the one that is blinking is the last one. Now, if I press N, it goes to the previous one, and then previous one, until it goes to the top one, and then it goes back to the same way. But the difference between that slash and this question mark, if I will search for the N here, is going to search for the first one, then I press N for next one, next, 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 and then now since there's no more, it goes back to the top. So that's searching. And now if I want to search the word and to just change it to or for some reason, let's say this, you could say 1 comma. If you want to just modify it only on the first column and second, 1 and 3, you could say 1 comma 3. Everywhere you see the word and, actually 1 comma 3 substitute and to or. And then this G means globally. So this one is the range, line 1 through line 3. S for substitution, this is the control character that says where to start and where to end. So the word end is a string that I want to replace it to or, and then G for globally. Now it changes those lines to and that. So now if I want to just change the or statement back, I could also do escape undo, and it will automatically do it. But if I want to do in the entire file, so we want to change the word and to and dash or. So that way I make it more unique. That way, if I just want to replace it back to and only, I don't modify somewhere in my code the word where it has and. So you have to be very careful whenever you're making a mass changes and the character is like only a combination of characters, and then a VI is not gonna be sensitive to what you think you are doing. It's gonna just do exactly how you instruct it to do. So in this case, I'm gonna say percentage, meaning that for the entire files, or I could say 1 comma $, meaning from line 1 to the end of file. So I could say substitute the word and then I want to just change all those 5 of them to and or and. So I'm going to just put and or and to replace the and. So this one I'm going to say globally. Now notice that all those words that I just changed it. I can do escape undo it because it's in the buffer. I can do it with the escape U for undo, like this, escape U, and it will just do it, or escape R to redo it if you make some changes to it. But let's just do this time. I'm going to exit out of this, and then I'm going to say escape shift. And then at this time, we're going to do substitute using percentage, meaning everything. Substitute all that one. The word and, we're going to change it to Wahid. You could change it to anything you want as long as it makes sense to you. At this time, I'm playing around with the editorial, so I want to make that the string Wahid is lowercase, and it's case sensitive, so it's good. So now we changed all this, and if I search here, say search for Wahid, notice that it's only getting the lowercase Wahid, because I have Wahidullah here. That's not going to be defined. But if I say Wahid, and then it's going to look for everywhere that's uppercase there. So you can search for the string and then do it that way. But at this time, let's just change back Wahid to and. So I'm going to say percentage, substitute percentage, meaning from first line to the end, substitute on the word Wahid to and then globally, and then save it, WQ, exit out. I'm going to open it back. This time I'm going to explain the search without the highlight to be on. So I'm going to say set no highlight search. This one is to toggle that highlight. Now, if I say search for end, notice it's going to find the first end, the cursor there, but it doesn't highlight it because I set no highlight search. Notice the difference. So it is not highlighting it. But if I say set highlighted search, then I just now, the highlight search is on there. And then inside my vim.rc, I have already put that information, as I can show you here. So if I want to just not exit out of the VI or Vim editorial, and I want to just look at the content of a file or run a command on Linux, you use the bang command. And then if I want to see what directory I am, pwd, and it will tell me that it's there. But since my vimrc is under my home directory, I could just do like this, escape shift colon and then bang to just run a command. And then I say cut -n to show line numbers on that file. And I could just provide the vim.vimrc. Vimrc is the file that I want to read the content of it. And it just shows those line numbers there. And then the set numbers, this syntax. So we went through a number of them. Let's look at the coloring scheme. The coloring scheme, right now you can see my color is scheme is set. And then if I just say color scheme, and then say blue. Now notice that the color scheme changed. I could also type in color like this, or just abbreviate it to COLO. I don't have to write everything. And then I could say industry, for example, to change it to a different color scheme, or a color Pablo, so or color Ron. So some of the colors that are there, earlier I showed you what are the colors scheme. You could also do this, escape, shift, and you can say color, and then by pressing shift control tab, it will automatically tell you the available color scheme. So if I just don't like the blue, I say let's look at the next one, control tab, and dark blue, default, and delete. So as I press control tab, it goes through all the list of the color schemes that are available. So if I like slate, let's say I just do a press enter and slate will just change my color scheme. How do I know what color scheme is best for me? Depend on the background that you have on the colors, and then the screen background also, whether it's dark or not. So if I say color morning, this is white stuff, right? On the, you cannot see a kind of lighted color on a white background. So we could just say color blue, it automatically changes to the one we want. So color run, it will just change it. How do I get the list of all my color scheme that are there? Let's do the color morning again to see if you messed it up. How do you find out if we can do this? So you can do set background is equal dark, and then that changes a little bit, but it's not gonna make it as good. So color scheme is your friend. So if we say Pablo, then it's gonna change it to the color you want. And if mine is by default was on that file was Ron, and then that's this color scheme. So if I just want to do what I like, Pablo, color Pablo, it is a really nice cyan rather than that pink color, which I don't like. So it is just what it is. Blue on in pink is not going to match those colors together. So the one that I want is this Pablo in this case. So I'm going to modify this one. I'm going to just say, let's just don't exit out, and I say Vim home and wlutfi, and then Vim RC. So Vim RC dot Vim RC is the editorial. So I don't have to exit out of this one. I could just go and edit that file. And then instead of run, I could just say Pablo, for example. I could do it industry or something. So if I just say color industry, notice this color versus that one. Industry looks nice too. So if I want to keep it the industry with background black and everything else is much readable, I like this one actually. So I could do this one. But now let's say WQ and then exit out. Now I go the same file because I modified my color scheme to point to, and instead of run to be cat minus n home wlutfi dot vimrc, and instead of that one home wlutfi, I mistyped it. So if you look at it, it's Pablo. And now if I just vim dot sh or vi vim dot sh, let's do vim there, you can see the color changes there. And then if I want the other one with the color scheme of industry, I could do that as well. So inside here or outside for permanently inside the file, you can change it to the color you want. And at this time, if I want to just copy some lines from here and put it into another file, so save the file. So let's say line 1 through 5. So I'm going to say 1 through 5, right, to call it like header.txt. So if I just want to make a header files there, I just wrote that file by issuing that command. Now I could just say ls-l header.txt. Header.txt, it just created that file called header.txt just now, August 6th to 26th Pacific Standard Time. I mean Eastern Time. So now if I just wanna, just say press enter and then cut the contents of that file, I could say cut headers.txt, and then it will just not a header.txt, I named it. So you have to give it the same name, cat minus n header.txt, and that would display the 5 lines here. So now I wrote that one, but if for some reason I just, or by accident, I just delete this lines, these 5 lines I deleted, and then I just say, okay, that is good. Let's just open that file again and just bring it here. I can do escape inside VI, escape, and then shift colon, and then I say read header dot text. That file will be read the content of it. Since I have this line in the same format, now I save it, W, and then it's, if I don't do a quit, it stays there, W for saving it. But if I want to exit out, it will write it out there. So we did a number of things. We showed you how to search and replace, how to search for contents, how to move around in the files inside, how to edit stuff, and then how to run commands inside VI, and how to edit part of the file, how to read from another file, a lot of stuff that we have checked so far. I'm going to exit out of this one by typing X again and write it. Now notice that if I just do a Vim again, the file has 30 lines. So if I want to do escape, I'm like on line 1, and if I go down, I'm on. You can use also the arrows to go up and down and left and right. Once you're inside here, if you're modifying something, you can go to the right with the right arrow key, or left to the left, and up, going up and down. But you can also use the H, J, K, L to do similar, going up, left, right, down, and top. So escape, L will move it to the right, and H move it to the left, and K move it up, and J move you down. So that's how those 10 things are done. So now if I just want to go from this line, I jump into line 25. I could do escape 25, automatically jumps into 25. Or if I go to line 5, escape 5, and that I can move fast. And then sometimes you want to go to the bottom of the file, you could do escape shift, the $sign, that would just automatically take you to the end of the file. So if I want to just make this file, these 2 lines, you can sometimes copy more than one line. So 30 to 34, you could say this is like 5 lines. So I say 5, escape 5, and then YY, and then come here and do a escape P. That would just copy those 5 lines starting with the figlet. So if I just want to delete 5 lines, I say escape 5DD. That would just delete those 5 lines. This is again, if you want to just do one line, you go escape YY, and then P to paste it. So that would be just every time you press P, whatever is in the buffer, it will do it. But if you want to delete these 3 lines in one shot, you go escape 3 and then DD. That would just, because I selected 3 lines and I did it this. And then there's much more there, but let's just look at the coloring scheme that we looked at inside. Remember inside here, we did at the very beginning of this session, we did ls-l user share Vim. And then user share Vim, I said this Vim 81 is there. This directory, so I could say ls-l user share Vim, and Vim, you could do Vim star or Vim 81 and then colors. This one would just show you all those color scheme is there that you can inside of the via Vim Editor, you could do escape shift tab, and then you could see each one line of them. Let's look at that one. For example, here I could say color for a color scheme, and then shift tab, and then every color shows up. Is it shift tab or control tab? Let me just double check. Color, and then it's control tab actually, not shift tab. That's why I double checked it. Control tab will just go there. So if you want to just look at this color, and then it just change it for you. Color blue, and it's a nice color, so you just set it up to that. So let's just quit out of this one and go to my programming files called programs, and then let's go to Python. Python's directory here, I have this two script quickly to just show you. Inside the VI Editor, you could do something there, or Vim Editor. So this P1 dot is py. It is just if you run this one, say Python p1.py, it just basically run this code, say use a ben env, run the Python, and then say hello from Python script, and then goes through a range of 5 times, and it says this is a number, but then didn't print the number. We just did not print the number for some reason. So let's correct that one. And that there's a typo there. So we're gonna do a Vim, but purposely left there so we can correct it. Pi, and then now you notice that right here, when you say for item and range 5, this, then we could just say comma here and then item, and then just get rid of this. And because that function print statement is taking 2 arguments. That first argument is the string, the second argument is the item, and then the number will be printed there. So let's just do a WQ and then run the same Python script again, and now the numbers are showing up in front of it. Because we have this shebang env Python, this binary in Linux or Unix, it is an environment which looks for the script or Python interpreter or Perl or Bash or any other PHP or Ruby, anything that you want to pass it as an argument. Then it's going to say, moving forward, I'm going to look at Python code. So then if I have this line and I'm on a Linux, all I have to do is this p1.py has to be executable. Executable by whom? If I'm running the only one, this read, write, execute, meaning that I'm the owner, I have read, write, execute. If there's a group, which is root, it is also executable because the executable bit is set. And then for the others is also X. So 755 is the permission on that one. So now I can also run it like p1.py like this, and it will run the code the same way. Similarly, in the p1.sh is, so if I say file p1.star, I have 2 files. One is a python.py extension, and it says the type is ASCII text executable Python script, and the second one is Bourne shell, which is written in Bourne. So if I look at the content of a second one, which is p1.sh, you can see it's again as env, but this time it's bash is as interpreter. So if I say which bash, it will say that is user bin, it will find it, and then if I say which Python, it is also going to find a Python there. So that's env is going to load it. But notice here, I'm going to do hello from bash script. Previously, we were doing it from Python script. Now we're going to do a range item for item and 1.5, meaning that it starts from 1 to 5, and then put this one. Notice that this one is using the $sign item. And in order to just make sure there's no typos on this item, let's just run it p1.sh like that, and then it just says the dot there. But it's better programming to just put this item in braces. That way it does not see. If this was another character other than dot, then it would just say, well, and their items, for example, or item with some other character, then it would not understand it and it will not define it. So let me just make changes, say p1.sh, show it to you that why you need to just add this thing. So even if I did this one, and then if I did this items, this, for some reason I had a typo. Notice that when I run this p1.sh, because that P1, the item is defined, which is this variable, but not items. So cat minus n P1.sh, you can see this is items is not a variable. So in order to make correction, you go back to Vim, you go search for items with this and search it, and then just change this one. But in order to make sure that the code is 100% bulletproof, that is gonna find that one. Let's see, somehow in the coloring, I don't like it. So color, Pablo, color industry. And so the highlighted color is for some reason is different. Set and no highlight search. And still this is not reading it, so I'm gonna do like this, close it. Oh, because whenever you are not closing the brace, and the Python interpreter is inside the Vim, it is saying that in mark it red that you missed something here. It is helping you as a kind of like IntelliSense or a smart editorial. So it is good, and that it was marking it red for us to correct it. So now we corrected it, and then notice that this time if I run this p1.sh, it's gonna do that one. So if I say p1.sh and then just, let's say here I say clear the screen and then do this one, and then for each of these items, as you do, put some kind of nice coloring scheme, say laugh out loud cat, and then just run this one, and then run say p1.sh. Notice that it writes it in really nice format. Similarly, for Python p1.py, when I run it, just I have to do slash and then p1.py, then it's gonna do it. But let's just run the p1.sh first, and then this time I'm gonna run p1.py. If I don't do the coloring inside the code, I can also pass it on here as my second argument and just do that one there. And then if I just do it inside the Python vim p1.py, I could just say color item, and then this is string that is there. This one is basically not going to be passed on with another script there, and then because that is a command that is coming from the outside there. So the only way you could do it inside that Python script with that, the way I did it here, like that. And then every time will be a different format. And then now I'm gonna just thank you for watching, and I really appreciate it. So I'm going to go back to the shell directory, shells, cd2 shells, and then run the piece.sh. And that script basically, again, it's going to say, thank you for watching my YouTube channel, and you're welcome to subscribe at that URL, or go to the website, or watch this video. And once you watch the video, basically you're going to be just able to subscribe. Again, welcome to MyWebUniversity. Please don't forget to subscribe and like our channels, so I could make much nicer videos as your needs are. And then make some comments what you like me to make, and I'll update it for you based on your needs. So let's go back to the recording. I'm going to stop sharing, actually stop sharing first, and thank you. Have a nice one. Love and peace to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.